Another set of rhythmic activities in physical education 3. So, I will discuss to you the cheer dance or the cheerleading. So, now that you experience when you are in grade 10 or when you are in high school, the different types of cheer dance or cheerleading stand. So, ngayon, i-discuss ko sa inyo muna is the history and the meaning of cheer dance. So, sino nga ba yung mga person involved with the cheerleading? So, for the learning objectives, first introduce themselves in the nature of cheer dance and the basic elements. Form the basic dance or hand movement and position in cheer dance. Third is to show appreciation in the basic hand movements and position in cheer dance. So, cheer dance is a coin from the word cheer and the dance. To cheer, to shout out words or praises that may help motivated, boost the morale of playing team, and perform better during a game. Dance, on the other hand, it is physical activity where one expresses emotion gestures while performing bodily movements, usually in time with rhythm. So, a cheerleading, it is from the word cheer, or it is the coin word from the cheer and the dance. It is used to cheer and to express a gesture from the audience. So, ang cheer dance po, any form of cheer or any form of shouting and cheering from the playing team, it is called cheerleading. It is composed of bodily movement. So, ang cheer dance po, hindi lang po siya composed of shout and the cheer for the other component. So, yung cheer dance po, it is expressing hand gesture and emotion. So, nung cheer dance po, kung mapapanood nyo sa mga nagdaang UAEP o kaya naman ay sa mga bara-barangay, kapag po nag-express ng cheer, kailangan syempre nandun yung emotion mo, nandun yung pagka-excitement mo or nandun yung pagka-exaggerate mo habang nag-cheer sa iyong pambato. So, ang cheer dance is used to motivate or boost the confidence or competence from your opponent team. So, kapag ikaw ay nag-cheer, syempre nagaganahan yung iyong kagrupo or ang iyong team na maglaro. So, it is rooted from cheerleading form a routine usually dominated by gymnastic skill, such as jumps, tumbling skill, lifts, and tosses, combined with the shouting to cheer and yells to the lead of crowd for a cheer for a certain team during a game or the sports. So, as like ng different school o university na makikita natin sa mga UAEP katulad ng Lasal, Ateneo, ng mga UST. So, nandun yung combination ng cheer dance. As you can see, it composed of jumps, yung mga talon, tumbling skill, yung mga lifts kapag tinataas yung babae, the tosses, kapag yung tinoturn na yung babae sa taas, yun po yung tinatawag nating cheerleading. It is used to lead the crowd or to cheer the certain team during the game or the sport. It is used to introduce. Halimbawa, papasok na yung team ng basketball ng Ateneo. So, una muna is yung cheerleading o yung pinaka-cheer dance nila. Siyempre, para maganahan nga ang isang team. Today, cheer dance is identified as one of the most spectacular events in one of the biggest collegiate sports events in the country, the UAEP or the University Athletic Association of the Philippines. So, lahat naman sa inyo ay nakapanood na ng UAEP. So, every year, meron po tayong cheer dance na nagaganap. It is the most spectacular events of the biggest collegiate sports in the country. So it is composed of different schools from the Philippines. Next, let's go with the history of the cheerleading. So, cheerleading to the dates in 1880s or 1860s, it is a Great Britain and entered in the US in 1880s. Although women currently dominated to the field, cheerleading was begun by men. Princeton University in 1884 got the idea the crowd chanting at the football games would boost school spirit to the came up with a catchy cheer. So, from the year 1860s in the Great Britain from the US, it is introduced by women. So, first dominated, kasi una talaga kapag cheer dance, syempre, sa mga babae yan. Pero the cheerleading was begun by men. So ibig sabihin, from the year 1860s to 1880s, so yung mga lalaki yung unang nag-introduce ng cheer dance using the chant from the game football in 1884. So ito po yung chant na ginamit nila. Yan. Yan po yung ginamit nilang chant nung laro sa football. So kaya po na-introduce yung cheerleading. And then a decade later, Princeton grad, a pep club member Thomas Peebles introduced the University of Minnesota to the idea of chanting to the crowd of spectators. On November 2, 1898, Minnesota student Johnny Campbell led and organized and cheer a football game between Minnesota and Princeton University. So you might say he was the first actual cheerleader. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, so from the year 1860s to 1880, so nandun na nga yung introduce na men ang nagsimula ng cheer dance. But in the year 1898, no November 2, si Johnny Campbell ang nag-introduce ng cheer dance kasi sa larong football. So yung football is yung naging instrument para ma-discover yung cheer dance from the year 1898. So si Johnny Campbell ang tinaguran as the first cheerleader from the Princeton Academy. So Minnesota was having though season that the year it was cheering the team on might improve moral and affect the team's outcome. It may not have changed their luck any, but it created the lasting trend of the sport its own right. Soon after 1903, the University of Minnesota introduced the first cheer fraternity called Gamma Sigma. So after ni Johnny Campbell, na-introduce na sa University of Minnesota ang cheerleading at nabuo ito sa isang fraternity called Gamma Sigma. So naririnig nyo naman yun siguro, Gamma Sigma. They likely used to megaphone to protect their voices, although it wasn't until later until it became the popular accessory of the cheerleading. So kung ngayon nauuso na ang cheer dance is used as their voice and their shouting using or not using megaphone. So dati, nire-required siya na gumamit ng isang megaphone. In 1920s, women involved in cheerleading in that because there weren't many intercalated sports available them at the time. The lady yellers sported ankle-length skirts. And Minnesota continued to the lead sports of the cheer into widespread popularity. So from the year 1920s, so na-involved na siya through women. So, bale, the lady yellers o yung mga babae, kailangan magsuot ng ankle-length skirts. So, medyo maliliit na yung suot nun. And then, the female cheer squad began to include gymnastic dance. So, hindi lang kailangan marunong ka mag-cheer, kailangan pumasok ka sa workshop din ng gymnastic. It shows stunts into routines, and in 1930s, cheers were aided by the use of paper pom-poms. The first Vinley pom-poms weren't manufactured until 1965. By 1940s, women were mainly leading the cheers, and routine took on a voice their own. So, dito na nga na-introduce yung paggamit ng pom-pom. By the year 1930s, na-introduce yung paggamit ng pom-pom, and then hindi na or naalis na yung paggamit ng megaphone. Ang ginamit na lang nila is use their own voice. Yun 1930s po yun. In 1948, Lawrence Herkimer founded the National Cheerleader Association, or the NCA, which began to hold cheer workshop. The first one was held to the year with more than 50 attendees. The number grew to 300 by following year, and the 1950s, most high school had a squad. So by the year 1948, Lawrence Herkimer introduced the first National Cheerleader Association. So, nag-invite siya ng 50 attendees hanggang sa umabot ng 50 attendees na siya. And then, na-introduce na siya sa mga school and then nagkaroon ng mga squad. By the 1960s, just about every school and college in the country had cheerleaders. Professional cheerleading was introduced around the time under the National Football League, and its leader was Dallas Cowboys during the 1972 or hanggang 1973 season. So in 1960s, hindi lang sa ibang bansa or hindi lang sa United States na bilang yung cheerleading. Kundi, yung 1960s na introduce na siya, hindi lang sa college student, kundi sa high school student. So kaya po tayo ay may subject na cheer dance, nung tayo ay grade 10, hanggang sa umabot tayo ng college, ay meron pa din. So by year 1960s po yun. So, the first widely viewed in 1976 Super Bowl X game, changing the face of cheerleading as a profession, organized cheer competitions such as Top 10 College Cheerleading Squad and the Cheerleader. All-America became something. Intercollegiate Squad, inspired to awards, were distributed in the International Leading Foundation, now the World Cheerleading Association or WCA. In 1978, CBS broadcasted the first cheerleading competition in this calibre. So, United States is one of the top 10 college cheerleading squad. So, sa kanila nag-introduce o sa kanila nagmula yung cheerleading or sa Britain. So, syempre, sa kanila manggagaling o sa kanila mapupunta yung mga award. Kasi naging sanay na sila or naging dominated na ang paggamit sa kanila ng cheer dance. Kaya nakasanayan na or sa kanila na-attend ng workshop yung iba't ibang bansa para matutunan yung cheer dance. So, from the year 1978, so, the CBS broadcasted the first cheerleading competition in this calibre. So hanggang sa na-introduce na siya, and then nagkaroon na ng maraming award ang Amerika galing sa World Cheerleading Association or WCA. So, and another huge door of the cheer was opened. The Title 9 rule was passed in 1972, allowing females to compete in sports, and competitive cheerleading took off. The rule states, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, that included the participation and the denied the benefits or subjected to the discrimination under education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. So, hindi naman o lingid naman sa inyong kaalaman na ang Amerika is one of the liberated country in the world. So, kailangan o naglabas sila ng rule in the Title 9 rule in past 1972 na kailangan kapag ka ang babae ay sasali ng cheer dance is kailangan may experience through sex. So, bakit po? So, nasabi dito, kapag ka hindi ka or wala kang basis regarding with the sex, meron kang benefit or the federal financial assistance. Pero kapag once na dineny mo na wala kang basis regarding with the sex, aasin nila yung iyong assistance, and then magkakaroon ka pa ng discrimination. Bakit po? Kasi kapag ka sinabing meron kang experience through sex, alam ko namang liberated or aware na po kayo doon, kailangan or nagiging benefit po siya kasi ikaw ay nagiging flexible. So kapag may experience ka doon, magiging flexible yung iyong katawan. So yun yung naging batayan ng United States regarding or pagsali ng isang babae through cheerleading. So ang cheerleading po, it is a kind of sports na rin po na na-introduce na ng 1972. So kailangan women lang po ang magiging cheerleader. Or sila lang yung itataas or itotos. Next. Cheer uniform sported a new look. Baggy sweaters were replaced with snacky, expanded uniform. Routine became shower moves more complex. Cheer quads did more just encourage crowd participation. They were just a sport all their own. Cheerleading took a giant leap forward. The Universal Cheerleader Association was created in 1974 to provide educational training for college, high school cheer quads. USA summer camps were attended. The first stand taught spectacular Liberty Mount. So, una pong na-introduce or is una pong ginamit na stunt na sa cheer dance is yung Liberty. So, i-discuss ko po sa inyo yung iba't ibang stunt next week. So, ngayon po ay pinaka-introduction pa lang po tayo. Yun po yung unang ginamit na stunt, yun yung Liberty in 1974. And then, kailangan may required din po silang suit o uniform kapag ka magsasayaw ng cheer dance. It is performed with this sporty a new look. So, kailangan sporty yung look. So, parang jersey and then maliit lang yung short. Yun po yung ginagamit noon. Pero ngayon, iba na po. Modern cheerleading as we know if today began in 1980s and flashly dance, routine and gymnastic stand by 1997, cheerleading was recognized as independent sport attracting to national attention. It wasn't until 1999 the sport of cheerleading was met to the official approval in one onset. Cable sport TV, ESPN, cheerleading was on the map. So as you can see, as kung mapapansin po natin na hanggang ngayon is usong-uso pa doon o inaabangan po natin is yung cheerleading from the UAEP. Kasi hanggang ngayon ay uso pa din and then na-introduce na nga siya sa TV and then marami na pong nauso mga stunt or mga routines na pwedeng gamitin sa cheerleading para manalo sila. Kasi marami ding technique and stunt na pwedeng gawin sa cheer dance. Cheerleading organization had begun to regulate moves and emphasize safety in 2003. A national council was formed to offer safety workshop to cheerleading squad and their coaches. And today, National Collegiate Athletic Association mandates the Collegiate coaches complete official safety courses. So, hindi ka naman pwedeng sumabak lang or basta sumali ng cheer dance nang wala pong safety precautionary measures. So, kailangan in the year 2003, ginawa ng organization na yung pagsali ng cheer dance is full of safety. So, kailangan idadaan po sa mga workshop yung mga coaches para aware kung anong pwedeng gawin if may mangyaring instances habang naglalaro po ng cheer dance. The sport cheerleading has gone from one enthusiastic guy chanting a crowd hopeful spectators to prestigious athletic activity showcasing the talent of both male and females alike. So, hindi lang naman female yung pinapakita or napapakita ng talent sa cheerleading. Siyempre, meron din po tayong appreciation para sa mga lalaki na kasi mahirap din yung ginagawa kasi ako, naranasan ko na rin mag-cheer dance. Napakahirap lalo kapag yung babae is mahina yung pinaka-flexible o hindi siya laging balance pag tinataas kasi paulit-ulit. And then, hindi lang naman pagbubuhat yung ginagawa ng lalaki kasi may mga different dances and stunt na ginagawa din ng isang lalaki kapag ka nagsasayaw ng cheer dance. Next, si Lawrence Herkimer, so yung kanina discuss po natin ng mga ginawa niya, he is recognized as the grandfather of cheerleading. So, siya po yan. Si Lawrence Herkimer. Okay. Si Lawrence Herkimer is a legend of innovator for the field of cheerleading. He founded the National Cheerleader Association of the Southern University or Methodist University holding cheerleading camp since 1948. His first camp drew 52 girls and 1 boy. His camp has since grown to more than 20,000 attendees. So, imagine, si Lawrence Herkimer is nagkaroon siya ng 20,000 attendees in just her workshop in the National Cheerleader Association. Kasi nga, si Lawrence Herkimer is his grandfather of cheer dance. So, imagine the first camp, the 52 girls and 1 boy. So, nag-umpisa siya sa 52 girls and 1 boy, and then he became the 20,000 attendees in her workshop. He founded the Cheerleading Supply Company in 1953, patenting the first pom-pom and pom-pom. Herkimer chose to call the pom-pom. When he learned the word pom-pom in other language contained both vulgar, meaning his pom-pom with the hidden handle was patented in 1971. So, si Lawrence Herkimer ang nag-introduce ng pompons. So, unang tawag niya is pompons hanggang sa naging introduce na sa as pompom. Kasi ibang language pagdating sa ibang lugar. Okay. Herkimer created the Herky cheerleading jump by accident when they intended to perform the split jump. Herkimer founded a national cheerleading magazine called Megaphone while at SMU. In Herkimer words, he taken the world of cheerleading from the raccoon coat and pennant to the greater heights. So, nag-introduce po siya ng mga magazine. And then nag-introduce siya. Sa pamamagitan po ng magazine na in-introduce po niya, pinakita niya po doon ang different technique and stand kung paano laruin yung isang cheer dance. Hanggang sa umikot and then na-launch na po yung iba't ibang magazine then na-introduce na sa iba't ibang lugar. So, yun lamang po ang naging introduce or naging history ng cheerleading. So, mahaba-haba po yun. Then, so, ang discussion na po to ay late na po kasi po nawalan po tayo ng pasok. So, pinaka-advise ko po ay gawin po yung activity na to, i-upload ko po siya ngayong araw. So, anytime pong ipasa until next week. So, kasi nga po wala na po tayong, gahol na po tayo sa oras, kaya ako po in-upload po ito. So, yun lamang po at maraming salamat.